Check, check, 1, 2, 3. Arkitip, Incase, sound check. Testing.
Pretty good. All right, that worked out. All right, so where do you want to start?
I mean, pretty much in my work, I tend to include things that I'm good at or that I enjoy doing.
You know, like Todd and I are both sort of like science geeks to an extent where it's just knowing enough to be dangerous kind of thing.
My name is Todd St. John.
My name is Gary Benzel.
My studio is called HunterGatherer.
This is the storefront that we operate, Igloo.
I mean, even when you're a little kid, I think you sort of don't know how to do things the right way, so you figure out a way to do them that works for you.
It's more an enjoyment of the craft and of the process and being able to work with tactile things instead of computer models, although those are fun sometimes too.
If you set up something that's a little bit more complex and maybe you're not as confident in, I think there's a lot more chances for interesting things to happen.
Actually getting and working with the materials, like the days that you spent in the backyard or in the shop working on that stuff, to me, like those are like really good days.
I spend very little time knowing sort of what's going on with the latest camera or software or things like that, and probably more time trying to come up with custom ways of doing stuff. If you can have a process that's different, you're going to have a result that's different.
The scope of the hunter-gatherer work, sort of an attempt to make, you know, like things that you wouldn't traditionally think of as cool and express those ideas in a sort of interesting or appealing way, ideally.
You know, this particular pattern that's on the Incase thing was something that probably came from like wood paneling on a car, where it's sort of a natural texture applied to something obviously completely unnatural.
Just that idea of the ridiculousness of that object being in wood grain.
A couple of the initial products that we used the wood grain on were things that were actually made out of wood.
One of the first singles of the magazine rack, or eventually the skate deck, or you know, some of the paper objects.
So instead of applying a natural texture to something that was otherwise unnatural or plastic or metal, it's sort of doing the reverse, inverting or canceling out the material's original state, basically. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of just a visual joke, I guess.
Eric said something funny one time, Eric from Giant Robot. He said, "Oh man, you guys have wood on lockdown or something." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "It's like just wood." It's like, what?